And we are live, guys. What is going on? And welcome, guys, to my review for tonight's edition of SmackDown Live. We're going to take a look and break down everything that took place on the June 20th, 2017 edition of SmackDown Live that emanated live from Dayton, Ohio. And if you're just joining me in this live review, you know how the format works. Make sure to join me in the live chat, which will be open throughout this entire video. And as we hit on the bullet points throughout this edition of SmackDown, leave your comments, leave your feedback in there. Always enjoy hearing you guys use the live chat. That's what that forum is for. Let me know what you thought of SmackDown. Like I said, I thought tonight's edition of SmackDown Live was very good. I thought this was one of the better episodes of SmackDown in recent memory. Just an overall solid show from start to finish. There was a lot of positive momentum coming out of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. As you all know, my review for Money in the Bank is up. I got that posted. Also having my review for last night's edition of Monday Night Raw. Be sure to check out that video. So it is great to be back on this channel in full force after being away from vacation. Missed you guys, missed just, talking about the current WWE product, wrestling in general. So it's great to have this forum back. And I wanted to get this real quick note out of the way on my friend Anthony DeSimone's channel. After this video, be sure to check out his channel. We will be going live with a Pens Pointers special Stanley Cup Championship celebration video, talking about how the Penguins were able to win their 5th Stanley Cup. So the link, look for that on my Twitter, at DanielGaza412. So with all that out of the way, let's talk about SmackDown Live tonight. And like I said, I thought this was a really strong show from start to finish. One of the better episodes of SmackDown in recent memory. Just the time management alone on this show, it just had a really good flow from start to finish. So that was one nice thing. And the women, compared to Monday Night Raw, in which I believe they only had 7 minutes out of a 3-hour show, the women were up and down this entire show all night. And that's the one nice thing that I like about SmackDown Live, and particularly when it comes to their women's division. It's just like, man, they know how to take, all of the women and really, make them stand out and matter, and you want to see where they're going next. It's not like they just throw them all together and, don't really have any long-term plans for them. No, you get a sense of direction when it comes to specifically the SmackDown Live women's division, and the women's division on SmackDown has been a strong suit since coming out of the, with the relaunching of the brand split this past July. So that was one really nice thing to see coming out of tonight's edition of SmackDown, just the care that was taken with the women. And we can all debate, was it the right move to make, having a rematch for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. But we will talk about that later on in this review. Haven't even really started talking about what happened on the show. But speaking of the women, this segues nicely. Daniel Bryan was going to be addressing the controversy of what happened at Money in the Bank later on in the show. So we had that tidbit to start off the show. Carmella and James Ellsworth. Now, Carmella came down there. Thought she got a very good promo. Got a nice amount of heat on her, talking about the fact that, how the internet was trolling and, saying that they ruined a historic moment, or, she needed a man to win the match for her. And she said she doesn't care about any of that crap, the whining, the moaning, the bitching, the complaining on Twitter, all that good stuff. But she says, she was out there to make history, and, she brought up the hypocrisy. And this is what I liked in this promo. And it made me scratch my head. I'm like, wait a minute. This company is actually recalling stuff that happened a year, 2 years, 3 years ago. Wait, you're trying to tell me that we have continuity in these storylines? WWE, good job. I'll give you credit when credit's due. She brought up the fact that Kane helped Seth Rollins win the Money in the Bank. She brought up the fact that Bray Wyatt interfered and cost Roman Reigns the Money in the Bank ladder match. So I like the fact that that was brought up. Thank you. And then she says the bottom line is she's the first ever Miss Money in the Bank, and there's not a damn thing that anyone can do about this. Like I said, Really good heel promo right here from Carmella, James Ellsworth. They were just soaking in the moment. I think Carmella has really come a long way. And based on what happens next week, we'll see where they go with her. But if she does regain, should I say, the Money in the Bank briefcase, I think she'll make a great Miss Money in the Bank. So this was a, no pun intended, but I was going to say it, a money promo from Carmella. And later on, after this, we had, all the women going to Daniel Bryan and asking him, well, Daniel, what's your decision going to be? We had this from Charlotte, Tamina, Natalya, Becky. So that played up throughout the rest of the show. We had Big E versus Jimmy Uso. When Kofi Kingston did the trust fall in this match, I thought that was a really nice spot from Kofi Kingston. And I like the fact that it looked like the Usos were going to take the easy way out again in this match. However, the New Day were able to stop them from simply just out and out. And Jimmy was rolled back into the ring. He hit the Big E, hit the big ending on him. And New Day are still in that tag team championship title hunt. I'm enjoying this program, like I said, between the Usos and the New Day. The roles are reversed. They are the way that they should be. Usos killing it in the heel role right now. They're just so, vicious and despicable, and they'll do, cut every corner necessary in order to retain those SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And I cannot wait for the next encounter between the New Day and the Usos. Should be good stuff, like I said. And I like the fact that unlike in 2015, where you had these teams wrestle time and time and time and time again, you had them wrestle like 10 times on TV, and then by the time you got to the pay-per-view, you didn't care about the match. But in this case, it's the opposite. They're saving the next match between these two teams for the Battleground pay-per-view, I believe, which will be in one of my favorite cities in America, Philadelphia. So on July 23rd, that is where the next SmackDown Live pay-per-view is going to be. So we'll see how the Battleground card shapes up. But yeah, I'm enjoying this feud tremendously between the New Day and the Usos. Good stuff right here. After this, we move on to Lana confronted Naomi in the back, and we had a women's title match announced for next week. Kind of left me scratching my head of why should Lana get another championship opportunity even though she lost, but maybe it's a chance for her to improve on her in-ring work. We'll have to see how she does in this second go-round for Naomi, but they're really loading up next week's show. We have a women's championship match and a women's Money in the Bank ladder match. So, wow. We'll see how next week goes. This pre-recorded interview from Randy Orton, where he was just full of piss and vinegar. I like this Randy Orton. This is the Randy Orton that I can get behind as a babyface. Not the bland, not Blandy Orton. No, this was Randy Orton on point, on focus. He was pissed the F off over the fact that the Singh brothers, they tried to attack his father. And he said, he's going to do everything and anything. He doesn't care if he has to go to India and hit RKOs on the entire Mahal family. I like when he brought that up. But he said this issue between him and Jinder is far from over. So it looks like we might be getting one more rematch between Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal. And make sure I don't disappoint Kurt Angle. I'm going to drink my chocolate milk. So it's for you, Kurt. Don't you just love chocolate milk? It's the best stuff. But anyways, really good match here between Shinsuke Nakamura versus Dolph Ziggler. I have to say I like the flow, the pace of this match 10 times more than their Backlash match. I thought the Backlash match, easy for me to say, Backlash match was okay. Yeah, it was all right, but I thought this match was good. It was a good match. Some really nice near falls where it looked like Ziggler might get the win with the zigzag and the famouser, but Nakamura was able to kick out of that. Nakamura teased, hitting the Kinshasa, and eventually he hit a really nice Kinshasa. Ziggler sold that like $1 million. Brutal looking kick, sound and everything. It just connected beautifully. And Shinsuke Nakamura picks up the win here, gains a nice bit of momentum. And yeah, like I said, I enjoyed this match much more So than their Backlash match. I don't know. It was something about their Backlash match that I just felt like it didn't quite click for me, but I felt like the flow, the timing, pacing, selling, the moves that they had in this match were instantly better than that match. So that was good to see, and it was nice to see Nakamura pick up the win. And yes, I have heard about the rumors of a Punjabi prison match at Battleground between Orton and Mahal. I could honestly see that happening. That is something to watch out for. And if that's the case, is Randy Orton going to put over Jinder Mahal 3 times on pay-per-view? That is something to watch out for, so we'll have to see. And also announced for next week, Daniel Bryan was talking to Sami Zayn, and we're going to get another match between Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin. So that is something else to look forward to next week. Next week's really shaping up to be a loaded week for WWE television. You got the return of Brock Lesnar. He's back on Raw. Can't wait to see what they're going to do with him and Samoa Joe. The heel turn from Big Cass, where they're going to go with that. And then on SmackDown, you have a women's Money in the Bank ladder match, so a women's championship match, Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin. It's nice to see that they're loading up these shows. And I don't know, I just felt like for both Raw and SmackDown, I thought they were good this week. Miles improvement compared to the last couple of weeks of television that we have been getting. So that is kudos and something nice to see. We then had Kevin Owens come out, and he brought back the United States Championship Open Challenge. And he said he's the face of America, and he issues an open challenge, but the catch-all has to be somebody from Dayton, Ohio. And AJ Styles came out, and Kevin Owens pointed out, well, AJ, you're from Georgia, and you're kind of being a rude American by sticking your nose in other people's business where it doesn't belong. So you're deleted. Then we had Chad Gable come out, and I was like, holy shit, American Alpha. You gotta be kidding me. American Alpha have reappeared. Where have they been? We haven't seen them, I believe, in almost 2 months. I think the last episode of SmackDown that they appeared on, I could be wrong, the last episode was the April 25th edition of SmackDown Live. So it's nice to see that they haven't completely forgotten about American Alpha. Chad Gable came down. He said, I recently moved to Dayton, Ohio. No one's like, okay, what's your address? And he gave him his address, and the referee rang the bell, and we had a decent match between Chad Gable and Kevin Owens. I would have liked to have seen this gotten more time, because I know these two. Chad Gable, one of my favorites. One of the up-and-comers that I definitely see big potential in him. And Jason Jordan, I think they both will have aspiring singles career when they eventually do split up from the American Alpha group tag team. But yeah, from what I saw here, wasn't bad. And it was a nice opportunity to shine the spotlight on Chad Gable and to see how he does in this opportunity. And I thought he held up his own against Kevin Owens. I thought, maybe there was a slight, very, very slight chance, they'd go for the surprise upset win of Chad Gable over Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens was able to retain after hitting the pop-up powerbomb for the win. Him and AJ Styles had a stare down, so it looks like we'll be getting another match, which I'm perfectly fine with. I want to see Kevin Owens, AJ Styles go at it again for that United States Championship. I was thinking of a possible stipulation for that match. You might see it pop up in my Battleground card predictions video, but I'm thinking 2 out of 3 falls. Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, I think that would be a perfectly fine stipulation. Guys, if you're watching in the live chat, let me know what you think of that. And we also had another match announced for next week. Like I said, next week is shaping up to be loaded shows for both Raw and SmackDown. Zack Ryder brought up the fact that he spent 6 months injured, and they won that tag team championship title shot in the Battle Royale. Although it would have made more sense for them to instantly get the tag title shot, but Daniel Bryan says if you can beat the Usos, you will be next in line for the tag team championships. So we have the Usos versus the Hype Bros next week announced as well. And then we had Daniel Bryan come down, and he brought all the women out. Tamina, Charlotte, Natalya, Becky Lynch, and Carmella, Miss Money in the Bank. And he wanted to address the controversy of what happened. And the one part of this segment that I really liked was when James Ellsworth was getting right in Daniel Bryan's face. And you knew when that stupid idiot did that, you knew what was going to happen, right? I mean, James Ellsworth is already on the on my list for being a Washington Capitals fan. But you don't have to worry about the Capitals of Washington because they are obsolete. They've been deleted. So, James Ellsworth, that's what you get. And Daniel Bryan said, so help you, if you say anything about my family, I'm going to punch you right in the face. And I really wanted to see Daniel Bryan just punch the shit out of James Ellsworth. That would have been great. But getting back on track to, what Daniel Bryan's announcement was, he says, there has been interference in previous Money in the Bank ladder matches, but, there's never been interference where it led to somebody being literally handed the briefcase. So we are in uncharted territories. And Bryan says, I'm going to take this briefcase, and this is the decision that he came to make. He said, next week we will have another women's Money in the Bank ladder match between all 5 women. Then we had a brawl breakdown between Natalya and Tamina. They got into it. Charlotte laid out Carmella with natural selection, and Becky Lynch put Carmella in the disarmor, and that's how we ended the segment. And there was one part of this segment, I thought it was a good segment, and one thing that I'm going to say about the Money in the Bank ladder match rematch taking place next week, I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that SmackDown Live got one of its lowest ratings since the brand split last week, so maybe it's kind of some panicking by WWE saying, oh shit, we got to do something to shake things up around here, so let's do a rematch for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match to help get those ratings up. I don't know, just some food for thought. I don't know what you got. How do you guys feel about another women's Money in the Bank ladder match taking place next week? I'm going to wait and see how it plays out, and then I'll hold my judgment till then. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But, yeah, we'll see where they go. Like I said, as Daniel Bryan said, we are certainly in uncharted territories. And there was one thing about this segment where Charlotte pretty much said something or other, the fact that, what was it? Like, Natalya, you're going to look like James Ellsworth or something like that. And the point is, Charlotte made her quip, and then Tamina literally repeated the exact same line as Charlotte. I'm just thinking, you stupid idiot. That was just cringe. But, I mean, Carmella could win again, but then it kind of just feels like, well, okay, that happened. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, and I like that. I like the feeling of, unpredictability, but I'll wait and see how it plays out before, like I said, I come up here and give you my thoughts. And then we move on to our main event. We had Jinder Mahal versus Luke Harper. It was nice seeing Luke Harper back here on TV. I mean, we had American Alpha, Luke Harper, and Ty Dillinger, who was in a shitty Sonic commercial, which, as soon as that commercial happened, that made my list. So, almost 3 for 3. But, decent match here between Mahal and Luke Harper. It looked like Luke Harper might get the surprise upset win when Baron Corbin's music hit, and he teased. I didn't think he was going to cash in this fast, but he just played some mind games. He walked around the ring, thought maybe this might lead to Luke Harper getting an upset win, but the Singh brothers interfere, and they lead to Jinder hitting his finisher for the win. So Jinder Mahal is your winner. Eventually, Randy Orton's music hits, and he goes crazy. He's literally running around the ring because you knew you didn't have that much time left on this show. Charges after the Singh brothers, just takes him out, and eventually looks to go for the RKO on Jinder Mahal. However, the Singh brothers get back in the ring. They try and beat down Randy Orton, but he hits a series of RKOs on the Singh brothers. One of them was coming off the top rope, and Orton hit a nice RKO. Mahal escapes through the crowd, and that's how we go off the air here for what I thought was a pretty solid edition. Like I said, one of the better editions of SmackDown Live in recent memory. And if I had to give a grade for tonight's edition of SmackDown Live, I'm giving it a B+. Good episode tonight. It was great to see. As you can tell, I'm all fired up and excited. So, guys, like I said, that is it for this live review for SmackDown Live. I want to say thank you all for watching this live review. Please leave your comments down below immediately after this video is posted. Enjoy getting your feedback. And be sure to check me out in my next video. We'll be doing a SummerSlam fantasy card video, maybe sometime tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Hopefully to get my 4 horsemen YouTubers back up here, Gene, Robbie, and Mike, so stay tuned for that. And stay tuned for any other content that comes up and on this channel. So that is it, guys. Thank you for watching this live review. Remember to click the like and subscribe button for more video content. Check me out on Twitter, @DanielGaza412, and all the links are down below in the description box. That is it, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I will see you guys later on.